All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Happy Monday. There almost was no Monday stream. Karis is off for vacation. However, we are working to save up to move, so she's going to let me stream. All right. That is the reason you guys got a daytime stream. We were hanging out today. Actually, I was sorting through my slabs today for my personal collection. I haven't done that in a while. And, wow. What a collection. I didn't realize I had such a good one. Holy cow, man. Zard or Cloud? Let's see. Hot breaks and hot pulls. Live card shop. All right, good. I remember when I first started watching you, you had the Perfect Zard Mega Breakup. Perfect Zard Mega Break. Can't remember that one. Been through too many breaks to remember it. Do 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 do. Scooby dooby 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 doo. Wow, I got a lot of emails. All junk. All right, so I just deleted like 30 emails. My God. Konnichiwa, Mr. Chan. Seeing that Zard on the table is somewhat nostalgic. Yeah, it is nostalgic. That's a good point. Well, that's why I told people, you know, it'll take 10 years, but one day people will be nostalgic for the past, for these modern cards. And, yeah, it's been 6 years, hasn't it? So that's a long time, actually. All right. So, it looks like Alex already pinged. Let's head over here. And I'll post this over here now. Okay, so we post it to the second channel as well. I wonder if the second channel ever feels like I betrayed them. 7-7, almost time to pay my side. All right. Martin Ramirez, first order of the day, is that right? Hold on, let me see. 38 minutes ago, Martin Ramirez. Okay, so he ordered first. We also have an order from Michael Pettiford. Mr. Michael. I'm guessing the Hidden Fate Zard is not close to the price of the MS-70 coin. Probably not. All right, you couldn't pull this Charizard out of the live customs. He's a little too pricey. All right. Look at that. Yeah, he's a nice card. We could host a break on this guy one day, but not until the Mew is done. It says here I paid $1,000 for it. Huh. There it is. He should be in a nicer sleep, don't you think? Okay. It's Danielle. Hello, Daniela. Ooh, I didn't do my trash. Gotta do that trash. On the left and the right of Charizard, you can see these nice clouds. Look, they shine differently. Pretty interesting. That's because this one is a true Wave 1. And there's a very subtle detail that gives away which one's Wave 1. Watch this, guys. We're zoom in. Okay, the one on the left, the semicolon is halfway up. The one on the right, the semicolon is all the way pushed down to the bottom. Therefore, Wave 1 and Wave 2. But you can also see that the pattern here is slightly different. It's subtle, but this looks square, and this looks kind of diagonal. It's a subtle difference. Were there any other differences? I can't remember. I thought there was a difference in the crystals, too. Yeah. Hard to see. Pretty crazy, but the Wave 1 Cloud is supposedly very expensive. The Wave 2, not as expensive. Oh, I don't even know how much I paid for these. Wave 1, Wave 2, you know, it could be worth my time to send these off to BGS to test for, like, Black Label, because these cards are often in such good condition, the way they print them, that they have a chance for a higher grade with BGS. But, I don't know, PSA is good. People like PSA. Opus Wave 1. So, my thoughts are this card's probably in higher demand now that Magic the Gathering is out. This is Opus 1, the very first set. This is like base set Charizard. So, I got 2 of those. That's nice. And then Charizard, maybe a future break. You know, he's in the range where we could definitely break this card. Maybe even as a rare candy. I mean, it'd be a huge rare candy. Because obviously if I bought him for $1,000, I can't sell him for $1,000. You got PayPal fees over $1,000. That's a chunk of money. And there has to be a little profit margin slipped in there in order for there to be an incentive to sell him. Because everything else has a profit margin baked in, right? So he competes with all the other items on the table. So there has to be a little bit of profit when I sell him, or else there's no reason to sell him. We can just wait for him to get more expensive, or we can slip a profit margin in now and make him an available break right away. But not until that Mew's done. We got to see more breaks on the table end first. We got 1, and we got 2, and actually, ooh, that's a snipe. Look at that, Martin. It's a good way to start the stream. Look at that. Let's see what you got. Martin picking up big coin next to Z boxes. What? What? The big coin? What is he talking about? Oh, wow, there were 2 coins in the box. Oh my gosh. So Martin, you pick up this one. Here it is. This is the MS-70 big coin, apparently. There we go. I have Pokemon cards. Daniela, stop lying. Oh my god, you guys are funny. Alright, so apparently I put some silver in the live customs, and those have popped out. Now, I don't think there's any more silver in there for a little while, but we might pop a fresh round of silver in, which could take a while for us to run into again. But this is yours now, Martin. His coin's bigger than mine. No! Here it is. His coin probably went in for a bit more money, too, though, so his odds were lower to pull it. Wow, lucky day for you, Martin. How about that? It is always Charizard, never Cloud. Yeah. You got little Plants vs. Zombies playing in the background. Doopy doopy doo. I subscribed. Really? That's so nice. All right. I'm betting this really did go in for 180, so probably like 9 spots. Did it really? It didn't feel like 9 spots went by. That's the weird part. Felt like less than 9 spots went by. I don't know. Maybe I made a mistake in the box. You never know. Okay. And on the back here, we're going to say Martin Ramirez. All right. Why the hell is that slab so big? I don't know. That's all they had that would fit this particular coin. Mister's hands look small next to that big coin. What? I think you need to take a break from the gooning there. Go. All right. Very nice, Mr. Martin. Nice. Okay. So you've got your coin. What a lucky day for you, Martin. Now we've got Michael Pettiford. He says 7 Lost Abyss Korean, 1 Korean Rocket. Okay, Rocket Man. Ba-do-do-do-do. Cloud is daddy compared to Zard. Yeah, exactly. What? I don't know if that's the words I would use. Lost Abyss, where you at, fam? That's Star Birth. What's this? Ah, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lovely. I saw you at McDonald's. What? No, I haven't eaten today, man. I'm hungry. We are. All right. And snipping this. All right. Good. I'm about to be daddy in 2 weeks. Woohoo! We are a little nervous. It is Metagross. Cold. Vacuum cleaner. Cold. Metagross. Shift tree. Tyranitar. Why is that Ekans worth so much? That's an extremely rare Ekans. I'm surprised I don't have the pop count down on that Ekans. That Ekans is a reverse hollow Sandstorm pull, and so it's from the EX Gold Star era, and he's just really rare. There's not very many of them, and the Sandstorm cards are going for tons of money. People pay a lot of money to collect the Sandstorm collection. Now, this card would not be in a regular hollow. There is no regular hollow for the Ekans. Oops, for Ekans. So you can only collect them as a reverse hollow or a non-hollow foil. Now, okay, I've got the population on it. I'm going to share the population count with you. I really think the price is very reasonable, actually. Just a matter of whether you want it or not. So this card is going to be population 3 from EX Sandstorm. Wow. So only 3 people will own that Ekans. And you need it in order to complete the reverse hollow collection from that set. So you could really ask whatever price you want. But I ask $325, which again, I think is very reasonable. Okay, Michael with an MI. Let's go find your bag. I try to be reasonable. Sometimes I'm not as reasonable. Usually if it's a card I really don't want to sell. New bag time? New bag time, Mr. Michael? New bag time, huh? Crazy someone was stabbed at my GameStop over Pokemon cards. The drop was just Alakazam 151 box. Did they drop loot when defeated? Oh my god, dude. Yeah, people are talking about that, and I would never do that. I would never stab a guy in line. You're going to go to jail. Who wants to go to jail? You're just standing in line picking up Pokemon cards. But it shows you what level we're at. If you cut in line for something like Pokemon cards, that is like theft. It is almost like you've stolen money right out of someone's wallet. You can't do it. You cannot cut in line. You cannot do it. And people are desperate to cut in line. You know why? Because it's theft. Because they're going, hey, if I cut in line, I can make $50. Hey, there's a $50 bill on the ground, and it's called cutting in line. I'm going to make $50 here, because they're getting the product half off or something. I don't know. And so, yeah, they want to just cut that line and save 50, 40, whatever it is. And they think it's not a big deal, but it's like, try reaching into someone's actual wallet and pulling out $50. How many times can you do that right in front of someone before you get punched or stabbed or whatever? You're just not going to get away with it for very long because people know what's going on. People can do basic math, Here's Ghastly. If the item's selling for like 75% more online or 50% more online, and you think you could cut the line and take someone else's spot, someone else's box, and they got limited quantity of those for sure, you're going to get shot, dude. Someone's going to lose it. So, no line cutting. Line cutter, something butter. Got to go to drops with Bulletproof Fest now. People are crazy, period. Scared society, just stay home and order online. Cut in line and they cut you. Yeah, you cut the line, I'll cut your stomach open. Only going to jail if they get caught. They already got caught. But yeah, again, like I think I said this last night, I don't condone it. I would never do it because I'm smart. You should be smart. But it's like, I don't hate the idea that people should have to be afraid that someone will lose their mind if you cut in front of them. Like, you should be afraid to cut in line. It's just a terrible behavior. It's pretty much theft, right? So cutting the line in this, not in all scenarios. If you cut in line for like a Starbucks coffee, you're just a jerk. You're stealing people's time. But if you cut in line for Pokemon cards, it's like you stole someone's gold nugget. You can't be stealing gold. What are you doing? You can't do that. It's just straight up financial theft. Jack Woodworth, he says, for the vintage pack break. Oh, yeah. We're getting closer to the end of the Japanese jungle pack break. Jump in there, guys. We could finish it today. We could finish it right now. All right, here it is. We got 5 people here. And you're number 6, Mr. Jack. 4 spots left, everybody. Good. Oh, golly gee, was thinking about going to take my children to a fun game store to get some children's cards for their enjoyment. Hope I don't get shanked. Yeah, exactly. Jimmy, no! Your kid's about to cut in line in front of a real angry guy who's been waiting 3 days for his Pokemon cards. I'm going to get some Pokemon cards, mister. Ah! Your kid gets, like, tossed. You want to fight, kid? I haven't eaten or drank anything in 3 days. These are my Pokemon cards. Mine. Rah! It's a jungle pack heavy. Yes, it is, Billy. It's a heavy pack. That's right. It's a guaranteed holo in this booster pack. It could be holographic Snorlax. It could be Flareon, Vaporeon, Jolteon. It is a guaranteed holo. I still think Scarlet Violet era is straight dookie. Can't wait to get a Flamingo or Earthworm. No creativity. I mean, yeah. So overall, we agree that Scarlet Violet Pokemon have generally not been anyone's favorite. I mean, some people like some of the new Pokemon, but it's all about the Gen 1 cards printed in that time period. So, for example, Prismatic Gen 2 Umbreon Eevees. 151, that's Gen 1. Obsidian Flame. Charizard from Obsidian. In fact, we've got him. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Here it is. Obsidian Flame Charizard right there. Gen 1 Charizard. What else has been interesting? I guess there was an AR of Gengar. Obviously, the Magikarp from Paldea. You know, you've got Paldea Evolved. Magikarp selling for record numbers. Bubble Mew. He's Gen 1, so Bubble Mew. He's from Paldea Fates. And then you probably have some other stuff, too. Let me turn this down a little bit. But the guy that stabbed is the guy that cut the line. You're saying the guy who cut the line was the one who did the stabbing? Oh, that is so wrong. I didn't know that. I heard someone shattered a bottle on the back of his head. That's pretty dangerous. You can knock a person out and do brain damage. But you don't then pick up the glass and stab somebody with it. You report the other person to the police. That's what you do. No, that makes sense, man. He knew he was a no good line cutter, butter line cutter. He knew he was a no good line cutter. He was probably already in an aggressive mood. I mean, think of the mindset you have to be in to cut that line. You're basically a predator at that point. You're like, I'm ready to steal from everyone around me. So that makes so much sense that he would have been the one who did the cutting. I hope he does go to jail for a long time because he stabbed a guy. You're saying it was the guy who cut the line who stabbed. He cut the line to steal, and then he stabbed somebody when he got a bottle thrown at his head, which is probably pretty appropriate. Someone threw a bottle at your head. I mean, that is not crazy. Because again, what you're doing is theft. It's not just a oopsie. I didn't want to have to wait to get my groceries checked out. You know, it's not one of those. It's I'm stealing the value of your money and time. Nah, no good, dude. Straight to jail. Hope he stays there for a little while. Crazy person, man. Take the kids to Dollar General. They give $5 Poke Packs and Yu-Gi-Ohs. The victim called out the cutters, so they bottled him, then the other stabbed. Wow. Can I use my store credit to get 3 DBZ packs for Dylan Chan? Hey, what's up, Dylan? Yeah, we can do that real fast. Let's get that done real fast, okay? Dylan Chan. We got a little one for Dylan here. Dylan? How much are they? 5.5? I think they're 5.5. Sorry, I have to help my mom. Have a nice day, Miss Daniela. Assuming she's even a real person. She might be real. So it says here you should have $36 left. Okay. There we go. All right. We got 1, 2. And we got 3. How nice. That's wild, man. Snipping this. Very nice. Now that I know more details about the attack, I am even more shocked at the terribleness of the person who did the stabbing. They are. I thought it was a different story. That's crazy. Here's this guy saying things in Japanese. Konnichiwa. Pokereb wouldn't have gotten stabbed. Oh, what is this? Oh, SCR star. Nice, dude. Look at that, everyone. All right, lovely. All hail Pokereb. It's okay, Daniela Aguilera. Tossing that. Okay. Here we are. And that is, again, for Dylan Chan. Let's go put this in your bag, Dylan. Dylan's a no-good line cutter. butter line cutter. That's the hit. Oh, cool. Colored card. All right. Ta-da. All right. Don't you go around shanking anyone, Dylan. How did that Charizard guy get to be mod? Oh, yeah. So wait a second. Eric Schilke, is he the one that says Charizard? I think I made him moderator after reading one of his messages. He is very consistent with the shorts. Okay, so let's see exactly who's next. Victor Kokiko. He says, get me in the vintage pack break. Okay, Victor. Where's Tifa? Good question. There it goes. You can pull a Tifa. Oh, we got 3 boxes of Final Fantasy back on the menu. 3 boxes of Final Fantasy MTG. That is available again. Also, let me track the price here. How's the price doing? Okay. Price is kind of staying the same for a little while. That's good. We don't want the price to fluctuate much more. All right, so I'm going to go back to the menu. It is back. Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy is back. Oh, good. So this menu never said it was sold out anyways. Okay. Yes, we have it again. And Kokiko's in there, so 3 spots remain on the break. Okay, good. Jack Woodworth, 1 more spot. 10 for my slab away. Okay, 2 spots remain. Hopefully this pack's not moldy. Here it is. It's unfortunate that people are getting physically assaulted over collectibles. Stores need to ensure that their environment is safe for everyone. Customers should feel safe. You can't blame the store. Look, if people are crazy, you cannot blame the store. Do not beat the store. What's the store going to do? You think the store is going to have its employees interject in some physical confrontation? Hell no, dude. That's a lawsuit. Store's going to say, let the customers do what the customers do to each other. Yeah. This is Lord of the Flies. It's not the store's fault. It is Lord of the Flies now, though, because it's reached that level of crazy panic to obtain product. But yeah, so if it's true that the stabber was also the line cutter, we know what's going on. We got a criminal. He's a criminal. First he cuts the line, then he picks up the broken glass and stabs someone. Only one type of person going to do that, a criminal. So now we know. It's a type of guy with a criminal brain. He was ready to steal. He was ready to stab. All right, Jack, let me lower your slab away. No way, dude. Straight to jail. It's actually just unfortunate for the card collectors there that they had to have that guy amongst them. Most people are pretty orderly. They're like, yeah, get in the line. They're like, I'll get here early. We are. Toilet paper flying everywhere. I'll take a spot, says Ivan. Okay, so Ivan Rodriguez was the next order. He says 5 shuffles. Mr. Ivan Rodriguez, the 5 pokey shuffles. Was hoping the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering would attract the scalper sneakerhead so Pokemon could cool down, even if by 1 degree. Well, presumably it did. Here it is. I think Pokemon has cooled down a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But not vintage slabs, that's for sure. Vintage slabs are going nuts right now. Ooh, that's a cold round. All right. Sorry, Mr. Ivan. No luck in the Poke Shuffles this time. We have an order, Ivan Rodriguez, for a split. I think he means for a spot. Here you go, Ivan. Okay. Come on, GameStop employee, defend me. Yeah. He probably just recording it. He's like, this is crazy, bro. 1 spot left on the vintage pack break. Oh, yeah. 1 spot left, everybody. And that's Joey Albrecht saying 1 spot in the vintage break, 5 hollow shuffles. He made the same order as you, Ivan. All right, Joseph. Looks like Alexis is here now, guys. COVID-25 affects the cardboard sensors in the brain. COVID-25, huh? Let's just count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There it is. Okay, so all 10 spots are in. The vintage pack break is done. Good. Good, Anakin. All right, what are you going to get, Joseph? Joey? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. His order is very similar to yours because he also missed 5 shots in the hollow shuffle. Sorry, man. All right. No luck in the hollow shuffle so far today. And now, the custom booster pack. I just sold out of these booster pack holders. Did you know that? Just sold through all of them. So I'm contacting the manufacturer to make more. Okay. Look at that. Made in Japan. We knew that. Set that to the side for the moment. Now these get shuffled. Pokerev calls CTR for backup. When we getting Pokerev diss track, Pokerev would disarm the attacker easily. The GameStop employee said they were regulars and line up every time. Oh, wow. Was the guy who did the stabbing a regular? All right, give me a number, guys. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of reminds me of the time that one guy committed murder with like a pillowcase full of Pokemon tins. And he just like, he filled it with Pokemon and then he like beat his neighbor to death. Holy. So, trying to remember this. We haven't done this in a while. The hollows in the front. So we don't want to accidentally reveal what it is too soon because that's not fun. We got to be good showmanship and show it last. All right, hold on. This happens easily. All right, good. So, no looking. Ready? Stabber was a shoe collector. Yeah, all of them were regulars. Crazy. Ivan Rodriguez. You're the first one, Ivan. So, Ivan, you didn't pull the holo because it's the last card, but you might have pulled Pikachu. Let's find out what you got. Oh, you pulled Spearow. So this is the very nostalgic jungle set. A lot of kids opened this back in the 1990s. Ivan would need a bag. Be nice if you had a slab sitting right next to me. It's too bad you didn't pull a slab out of that box. Irving Morales. Do you have a bag? Oh, you have a bag. Problem solved. You've got a bag. Okay. Very nice. So we'll put this in here. So that is a Spearow. Turns into Fearow. Let's see the next one. That's Ivan. Here's James Beam. Okay. James Ban. Here's ta-da, Cubone. One of my favorite cards. Look at that Cubone. Okay, James. Very nice. Solid stuff. So far, Cubone has been pulled. So the jungle set's kind of notorious. I don't know if notorious is the right word, but it's well known for having extremely good commons. Meaning that even if you don't get the holo, you can pull like really strong common pulls like that Cubone. Very desirable. Victor Kokiko. Okay, Victor. Victor pulls Stanky Banky. All right, Victor, your bag should be right over here. You got an easy to find bag. You're in the V box. There's a V box, Victor. There is a V box. It makes it so easy because you're like one of 2 or 3 people in here. Very specific name. Here's Jack Woodworth. All right, Jack, you made it further into the booster pack with your first spot coming out. Oh, yours looks pretty nice. Yours might have a shot at a 10. Let's see what it... Oh, but it's Bellsprout. All right, never mind. Freaking Bellsprout. Bellsprout obviously is not a good pull from the set. He just never sells for a lot of money. Sorry. That's no good. Okay, maybe the next one, Jack. Maybe you have the holo. Tyler Franson is next. The Suck Pokemon. Weepin' Bell's the Suck Pokemon. Whoa, Tyler pulling also another unpopular one. That's going to be Paris. For whatever reason, one of the hardest to sell Pokemon, from my experience, has always been Paris and Parasect. I don't know why, because it's a very nostalgic Pokemon. You know, in the early game of Pokemon Red and Blue, you run into Bellsprout and Paris. You run into them like crazy. Like, it's almost impossible not to get one. If you're young and you don't understand the strategy in the game, you run into Paris and say, I'm going to get that Paris on my team. Sarah made it pretty far. Let's see what she got. Okay. Nidoran, female. All right. One Nidoran popping out. No Pikachu? Darn. So far, Cubone's been the big pull. Problem is, as we get closer to the end, there's going to be some uncommons. So no chance for Pikachu when the uncommons start popping out. Because Pikachu's a common. How much does the PSA 10 Japanese Pikachu jungle card go for? Anyone want to look it up for us for fun? Okay, now what? Ryan Shapiro. Ryan, who is having a baby. All right. That one looks nice. That doesn't look too bad on the back. Look at the centering. That's not too bad. So let's flip it around. Come on, Pikachu. Okay, you picked up Lickitung. This Lickitung looks like it could actually have a shot at a 10. Look at the centering on that one. Crazy how some of the cards in the pack will have, like, bad centering, and then, like, the next one will have good centering. Now, I don't remember, Ryan, did you already have a bag? You might have had a bag. Ryan Cheddar, Riley, Ryan, excuse me. We'll get you a new bag. All right, worth the shot. You made it pretty far in there. It is. Give you a little top loader, since it's the only card in your bag for now, and it's a vintage card. So we'll just give you this for now. Not really worth it to put a common card into a top loader, but it's just convenient. The other thing I could have done is added some bulk to your bag. Maybe we'll pull this guy back out later when you have more stuff in there. Because I'm so Scrooge-like that even one box topper shall not be wasted. Okay, Ryan Shapiro. Do you guys think I'm like a Scrooge? I think I'm a Scrooge type. I think a lot about the Scrooge archetype in stories. And I go, okay, so we often talk about, look out, he's Scrooge, don't end up like him. But I often wonder, how does someone become Scrooge? You know, are you strictly born as a Scrooge, or is it the experiences you had in life that make you into like a Scrooge, right? Because they rarely talk about that in actual Scrooge-like stories. Like, There Will Be Blood. That's a modern Scrooge story. We don't know why the main character is so crazy. We don't know. But we know this guy pretended to be his brother, and it drove him crazy. So there's something there, maybe. There we go. All right. Joey Albrecht. Oh, Persian. The story starts out with him, right, mining for the silver, and he's just nuts, right? He's ready to die to get some silver, working himself to death, right? And that is something I've related to a little bit in the past. I will work as hard as I have to work to succeed, and there is no amount of pain or stress that really matters to me, just the success. And so I always related to that. I was like, man, and some people, there's a lot of people like that, but then he goes on to be a little more harebrained later. Like, for example, he wasn't into girls. Remember that? He was not into women. And I don't relate to that part. I do not relate to that one. So he's not into dating. That I do not relate with. Here it is. But so that was a key part of the story. His brother was sleeping around, kissing girls or whatever. The fake brother, right? And he's like, are you really my brother? Because you're not acting like me. Here it is. All right. Jack Woodworth. Just one off, Jack. I'm so sorry, man. Oh, Marowak, cool. So somebody pulled a Cubone and you pulled a Marowak. But yeah, I mean, I guess Scrooge characters often don't end up getting married in their stories, right? Oh, you were in the Rocket Break too. Scrooge characters don't end up getting married. They end up staying single. And you gotta wonder why. Something about them, you know? Yes, not generous enough, or just too laser focused, too locked in. That's the rare, and it's going to... Boom! James Bam! All right, James, you got it. I sent a Metin Discord message when you have a minute. Okay, sounds good. All right. Ooh. Let's take a look at that Discord message. What is it? No! Well, the good news is the centering's close enough that it might be a 10. The bad news is that it's this horrendous-looking Vileplume. Look at that 3D artwork back in the day. You're looking at... Oh, is that a print line right in the middle? Wow, you just can't win. So hard to get a 10, guys. So hard to get a 10. You know, these Japanese cards are well known for not having print lines. This one definitely has a print line. So Vileplume is easily the worst pull in the set when it comes to holos. That sucks, man. Vileplume is the worst pull. Somebody's got to pull him, though. You know, he's one of the pulls. So you don't think about Vileplume too often when you think about jungle. You think, ooh, Snorlax, because that's what you want. But sometimes you pull a Vileplume. Vileplume, then after that, probably like Victory Bell, right? Victory Bell. Although if this was English, this would be a really expensive card because even the Vileplume goes for a lot of money now in English. I don't know about Japanese, though. It probably goes for a little over 100 in Japanese. Okay, that is the end of the pack break, which means we can start a new pack break. Mr. James Bean, congratulations on your new Vileplume. It sort of reminds me of VeggieTales, doesn't it? Remember VeggieTales was like a 3D artwork TV show, movie, whatever it was, episodic. And they had like bad CGI, bad 3D animation. And it kind of reminds me of that. All right. That was a big deal back then. It was sort of like Pixar Studios to a certain degree, wasn't it? All right. No, don't burn it. Don't burn it. Keep it. It's still a cool card. Put it into your folder collection. Maybe I'll start folder collecting. What do you guys think? You think I should folder collect? I think it'd be cool if I bought like a quality folder, put together a really nice collection in there, and then sold the folder as a break. Would that be neat? That'd be neat. All right. So that is the end of that break. We're ready for a new break. Maybe a vintage fossil break would be fun now. But before we begin, I want to see Ivan's message. I'm curious. Okay, Ivan says, can we do 180 for this set? Now that set I believe is mine. And what was the grade on this? 9s or something? I got to turn that down. Whatever the current price is on those, we got to stick to that. And I'll say why. Because when it comes to those particular cards that you just saw, you're right to want them. They're very nice. And when you research card prices right now, there is nothing that is going up in price better than vintage first edition WOTC era cards. I mean, we're talking like Acropolis, Expedition, Sky Ridge, Team Rocket, Fossil, Jungle, Base Set. They're all doing exceptionally well right now. So whatever that price is that you're looking at, I don't know what it was for all three of them, but whatever price you're looking at, that price could be much higher in a year. And so I know that. So it's not really a card set going down in price. And so when a card set's going down in price, that's actually a really good time to ask for a discount. But when a card set's probably going to go up in price, usually you just go with the market, you know. So it's kind of a seller's market. Does that make sense? Right now it's more of a seller's market. So anyways, you're asking 192. So that's not too bad, 192. So that's just 12 more than what you were asking. So I mean, we're actually really not that far off. But I'm not really looking to do a discount on those because I think in a couple months they could be 205. You know, so that's my perspective, is they could easily move up over time. All right, so that's that. Let me go ahead and grab this order right here. If it was a card that was stinky and hard to move, that'd be a different story. Or maybe like a card where we think it's maybe having trouble moving up or something like that. But that's a nice Team Rocket card. Here's Andy Dirksen. I think I have 18 slabs plus lots of cards, a couple bags in the A box, and some of the overflow, lots of Walking Dead and Star Wars and Pokemon. Thanks. My phone number is da-da-da-da-da. Andy Dirksen, international shipping. Okay, so if you got 18 slabs, let's see. Let's go open up our shipping software. That's an international shipment, a big one. Okay, Andy, I hope it makes it over the border. Let's just see, Andy. We have shipped you before. And I see where you're from, and yeah. So I hope this makes it over. Let me ask Alexis to get these slabs out for me, maybe. It's the daytime stream, so it'd be nice to get this done. Hold on, let me respond here. All right, so Andy Dirksen. By the way, Andy, did you have any large slabs, like booster pack slabs or anything weird like that? I told Alexis to go grab them, and I'll go pick them up. I understand I sent payment. Deport that man's stuff immediately. I haven't had to pay duty yet on a shipment from you. You know, it's not great news. I had one guy who I just shipped to, and he did have to pay a duty. They must have opened up the box, and they decided that the content inside was more expensive than what I quoted. So be aware of that. And God, I hate it. I hate it. This is why there should be no tariffs between allied countries. You know, if Canada and the United States are allies, why are we tariffing each other? It doesn't make any sense. Just a way for both our governments to collect taxes on normal people like me and you. Me and you, we're just normal people. There should be no tariffs at all. We're supposed to be friends. All right, Mr. Ivan, you're in luck. Because those cards are right here. So you got $192. Look what he gets for this, guys. And I think it's extremely good value. This is why sometimes I think about the 9s. Like he's getting Oddish and Dark Gloom and Vileplume, all three. So you got them, you're done with them. and it's a very nice thing. And it's the first edition version of it. So you're getting these 3 slabs for less than $200. It's like, that's less than $70 per slab. Crazy. A really good price. Okay, Ivan, I'll get your name on the back of these. I was looking at my Rocket cards, my Rocket 10 hollows, and I was feeling really down that I sold my Blastoise just before it exploded in price, in value. I had 2 Dark Blastoises. I sold one of them, so now I only have 1. I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, that was a stupid move. It's not even rocket science. Like, I should have known to hold on to a Rocket card just before they release a Rocket set, right? All right. Please ship my bags too. Not sure if the message was clear. Yo, we will ship the bags. We have to get these slabs and put them together. Here, let's see. Grabbing this. I know I have shipping, but not sure if it was sent out yet. It is. Well, these slabs in particular will not make it into the whatever shipment you might have asked for. These will be shipped separately from them in the next round of shipping. Okay. Why did my music stop? Let's get this music playing. So, Andy, yes, you do have a lot of stuff. Let's start working on that. Andy Dirksen. Andy Dirksen. And that's an Aaron Conyers. It's actually an expired bag. Diane. Oh, cool. We can combine Diane's stuff now because there should be space for it. Diane Bailey has an absolutely crazy expensive shipment to make. When I ship that stuff's getting the Mercedes-Benz of shipping or whatever. It's getting the Cadillac of shipping because that is a very expensive shipment. Okay, Jeff, Joey, NHCC, Jeff Leon, Arthur Burkett. You know, I feel like I've seen less of NHCC lately. Did you guys notice that? Okay, good. All right. NHCC still hanging out with us? Sometimes people come and go. I like it when people hang out for really long periods. Let's see. But people, you know, life comes up and you take a break. Sometimes you come back. Sometimes you don't. There it is. Heavy. NHCC is a big lurker. The Blastoise from Expedition is literally the best Blastoise art. I sold another Blastoise. It was from Crystal Guardians. It was the Delta Species one. And I feel like maybe I shouldn't have done that. It is. I sold it for a whopping $3,500 to a guy who really, 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 really wanted it. He said, I gotta have it. He's like, this is the only card I need. I gotta have it. And I was like, all right, all right. And so I sold it to him for $3,500, which I thought was, you know, that was good. Now looking back on that, that card's probably more like $5,000 or $6,000. And I'm like, why'd you sell that? Stop selling your good cards. Oh my God. Actually, some new data just came out that the Shining Mewtwo from Neo 4, Neo Destiny, that card has like broken a record of $10,000. And one of the reasons I was sorting through my slabs today was because I was like, did I sell that one? I can't remember. So I was looking through my boxes and I found them and I sighed a big relief. I was like, oh, Lordy, I do have them. Also, I found out I do have the Shining Kabutops as well. I clearly remember selling the Shining Kabutops. So what happened was I must have had 2 Shining Kabutopses and I sold one of the 2. I thought it was the only one I held and then I needed to replace it. But it turns out I've already got one, so I'm good there. So I think I have the complete Shining collection from Neo Destiny. I have the whole thing. I have all of them, one of each. I've got the Charizard. Although I haven't seen that Charizard in a while. Where the hell did that Charizard go? Is he in my Charizard box? I gotta find that Shining Charizard from Neo Destiny. I don't think I've seen him in a while. He's probably laying around somewhere. All right. I remember you talking about Black Mirror, so that's what I said, huh? So I just watch every episode recap. But I don't know if this is weird for high school, but I've never watched a show before. All right, so here is the Andy Dirksen. And it's a lot of cards. It's a heavy amount of cards. I'm sure it's not an expensive amount of cards. Do we need to check for anything else, Andy? You think this is it? It is. Okay, so Andy Dirksen. And then he's got 18 slabs. Let's see if Alexis answered me. All right, I'm going to go down and see if she's got those slabs now. You guys stay good. Don't be bad. Place an order if you want some crazy stuff to happen. And I'm going to go collect these 18 slabs. Yeah. Let's go. Haha! All right. Drinking Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc. But I'll move this over here for the moment. Okay, so let's take a quick look into this, Andy. Let's see how bad it is. Does that say drill? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, we're going to quickly re-sleeve these. This one doesn't need to be re-sleeved. Just in case, you know, the custom borders guys opens your box. We're not trying to make it super easy for them to decide how much more taxes to charge you. Pull these out. We think these slabs are worth $5 million. We think you should pay $500 taxes. You don't want that. I can't stand them, dude. Okay. I wonder if they check, the unsleeving needs to be a short. What? Why? How much for the used sleeves? I wonder if we need to create like a P.O. box address or something like that. That's why I wonder if ever International Customs like marks an address and says, check this shipments from this address or something. Flip these sleeves around. Hold on. Maybe I can do that right now. There we go. Ah, that's better. Haven't seen Wrath in a while. Oh damn, hope you have a steady group. It's a Magic or small Pokemon group, so only out here. What? My new job, I can't do night streams most at all. That's okay. We understand. We understand. That's how life goes. You know, one of the reasons Alex is so steady is because he had a overnight job as a security guard. Right? I think that's true. I actually don't know 100% if that's true. Okay, so there we go, Andy. We re-sleeved these because it removes all the price tags off of them. And now we know how much you got. That's a lot. It's going to be quite heavy. Okay. I'm going to try and get this done in one go. So, Andy, I have the same address that we used for you last time. Use a medium flat rate box. And we are going to call this maybe 6 pounds. I don't think that flat rate really matters. The weight doesn't really play a role because it's up to 20 pounds and they don't really care after that. All right, you ready? All right. Wait, he's calculating the weight. I wish I could ship more often, but international is too expensive. Oh, no, you're doing it the right way, Andy. You save a lot of money doing it this way. You know, if you shipped it every time it was in the $40 range, it would cost more money than what you just did here. So you did it the right way. This is the smart way to do it. I mean, if you're going to be a big buyer, that is. All right, so there we have it. All right, so your package has been declared. You are going to have to pay some taxes on it. And hopefully, though, they just have you pay those taxes and leave it alone. We don't want them opening it and looking at all of this and going, I wonder what all of this is worth. You know, just kind of assigning a made-up number to it. We don't want them going through all these slabs and going, I wonder what all these slabs are worth, and coming up with the made-up price on the slabs. Oh, also, maybe we should mark these. I'll mark them AD. It's a good idea to do this just to be safe. You know, you never know when slabs get mixed or combined. We don't want Alexis having any problems. Okay. I'll carry these down to her so that she's got more work to do. Okay. All right. Oh, that one says Andy Dirksen. Perfect. Sorry for the long break there from opening stuff, guys. We're getting a big international shipment done. We like to do the shipping live. It's a little chore, you know. You can talk about things or take a break, take a bathroom break. You know, if you know there's going to be international shipping worked on, especially a big one like this one. But I like to do it live. I like to talk to the person who has ordered the shipping sometimes, especially when it comes to important shipments like this, because we got to get a lot of cards over that border for this one. All right, so there we go. Justice for Jim. Who's Jim? Oh, Jim. Yeah, my neighbor. Did you guys hear that story? We told it last night, the Jim story. I'll tell you when I come back up, okay? Oops, my bad. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'm going to go carry these down to Alexis. And she's here right now. All right, here we are. Oh. Here we are. Wow. Straighten the camera. Here we go. Good. Did you see the P. Diddy verdict? Shipping talk. Yeah, I heard he was not in trouble for the main things. All right. Now, we are ready to keep it going. Ivan got his Volplume. Bill Barron. Oh, we have to pick out a new vintage pack too, okay? So one pack, Paldea Evolved. Oh yeah, it's a good set. Too bad it's so hard to pull the Magikarp. Did you know that the Pope signed a Pokemon card? 2018 Lost Thunder Popplea. Wait, not the far right Popplea, right? Hold on. How much do you think that Pokemon card would sell for? Somebody's got listed for like $1 million. Let's see, 2018. Because I doubt the Pope's going to sign more Pokemon cards. The Pope is not about that. Lost Thunder, okay. So it's just a very normal looking Popplea. Popplea, that's very fitting because it sounds like Pope. Popplea. What the hell? How did they get his signature? That's crazy, dude. I'm not sure of that. I saw the title of the short. I didn't actually click on it yet. Here we are. Yeah. I was keeping an eye on that. I wanted to see how that one performed. Yeah, a couple people have mentioned that to me, the whole Pope thing, although I did not know that it was actually Popplea that got signed. How the hell do you get the Pope to sign a Pokemon card? You know, there's going to be more people that want a Pokemon signed by the Pope now, and how does that end? Like, the Pope's going to have to say no. He's going to be like, I'm the Pope. I don't sign Pokemon cards. What is this? Or maybe they'll lean into it. Who knows? Maybe they'll be like, yeah, have the Pope sign a couple more of these. But very unusual Pokemon card. You could call it a, when you list it on eBay, you could call it a Holy Grail card, right? All right, thank you, Bill. You were raised Catholic. Tisk tisk. Pope Leo. The Pope is Pope Leo. Oh, I forgot about that. He changed his name to Pope Leo. That's right. When you become Pope, you change your name. And he chose Leo. I forgot about that. I've not been paying a lot of attention to that. So he is Pope Leo. Pop Leo, Pope Leo. That is too crazy, dude. Nah, that's a Holy Grail card. Signature looks like it sounds raspy. Someone said it was blasphemous in the comments. That's not blasphemy. No, the Pope, you know, being a celebrity sort, you know, a person of great popularity, you're allowed to do something like that. That wouldn't be a sin or anything. It's just a bit of fun. The Pope wasn't paid to do it. Yeah, it's not blasphemy at all. Yeah. You know, people probably save letters they've received from the Pope that's got a signature on it or a stamp or whatever. So it's just somebody got a signature on a Pokemon card that says Pope Leo, Pop Leo. That is so funny, dude. You know, Mike said that video has a chance to do much better if the person lists it on eBay and it goes for a record price. So if it goes for a record price, you can do a follow-up video, and the first video might get triggered in the algorithm. Brandon Boutillier, payment towards the Nidoking slab, if possible. Could you show him on stream? Well, let me see you real fast, Brandon. Generally, I do not do that for people, because if I do it for you, the next guy will say, and the next guy will say, and I'll be hunting for the slab each time. CGC 10 Nidoking. All right, so you got one of the most expensive slab awaits, though. It would be what, 54, 55? 1, 3, 55. There it goes. So if he's in this box, I'll pull him, okay? But generally, I don't do this because I don't want everyone asking for this task to be done. It takes time. It takes time to find a slab because there's so many of them. There's a lot. Okay. Not in here. I see a Nidoking, but it's not yours. You most likely have like a Crystal Nidoking, right? Look at that. I haven't got slabbed away. He's not in this box. I don't want to stand up to go hunting for him. So generally, we don't go hunting for your slab, because if we did, the next guy would ask, and the next guy would ask. what I could tell you to do, look up the time that you paid for the slab, okay? Look up the day. If you go into PayPal, you can find when you slabbed it away. You can also see what time you slabbed it away. So use that information to just go look up the right live stream and the timing in the live stream, and then you will run into the purchase there. Remember, there's usually a wait time before your order is serviced. So, you know, if you ordered it at 2 p.m., then it was serviced at 2:30 p.m.-ish, right? So somewhere in that time period. So just scroll through the video. You'll see him placed on the table. Boom, you've got an image of him. So that'll help you stay motivated and know what you got. All right. But I let you guys do that on your time, and then my time is spent on the current queue so that we keep processing orders. Speaking of which, we got to process these right here. I'm really sad that this guy's not done yet. So this is at 5 out of 13. There's 8 spots left for this wonderful Charizard. He is Obsidian Flames Crystal Charizard. Watch how nice this slab gets. You know, he's covered in all this writing and ink and stickers, and it's all kind of ugly. Watch how good this card gets. Watch this. If you just do this. Because you guys have not moved this as fast as I anticipated. He is moving, but he did not move as fast as I anticipated, which is a bit of a surprise. Watch this. Okay, so we put him in one of these, right? Now look at him. That looks nice. He's a nice card. In general, this is a very nice Charizard. Look at the texturing on this card, man. It's all over the place. Good card. I like this one. I think this card will do well over time. I think that there's a couple Charizards that sort of embody the Scarlet Violet era. Just like during Sword and Shield, you had Charizard VMAX from Champion's Path, Darkness Ablaze, and Shining Fates during that time period. So there were 3 different Charizard VMAXs that really embodied that generation. Well, I think this is the best one that embodies this time period, because you've also got the other Charizard from Paldean Fates. I think he's kind of ugly. I don't like that one. I like the symmetry on this one. This one is very symmetrical, right? With the 2 wings, the 2 arms, kind of splits down the middle here, right? But the other one's not symmetrical at all. It's like he's moving around in the image. And so I like this one a lot better. So that is, if you want to remember the Scarlet Violet era, you want to remember Charizard from that time period, that's the one to get. All right. And I've got one for myself. So I got one for you guys, and I got one for me. So there's one of these in my personal collection. I could go show you right now. I could go get the box. And it's because I think he's a great hold. You got to understand that about cards. If you're looking at him going, I don't know, will this really be worth putting into my collection? He's only $400 or $300. Yes! Yes! Yes, it is. You want to buy him when he's $400. You don't want to wait for him to reach $1,000, and then you'd be like, oh, of course, it's Charizard. Why did I put that into my collection? Like this guy right here. He's like 1,100 now. You could have bought him when he was $675, but you waited. So now he's really expensive. Well, that's going to happen to this guy too. This is like the Sun and Moon era, this Charizard here, and this is the Scarlet Violet era. And they have very different looks. But, you know, you get nostalgic for this stuff. When we started the stream, somebody even mentioned that. They said, oh, man, I have nostalgia for that shining SV49 Charizard. It's like, yeah. Anyways, I don't think this one had the same pull as SV49 Charizard, but still, he's the embodiment of this time period, and you got to put some respect on his name. Paldean Fates is 400. I think that one is 330. It is nice. Yeah, the Paldean Fates one is a shiny Charizard, you know, so you think that would be worth a lot more. I actually think that this Charizard looks a lot better. I'm rebuilding this. It's in a fat sleeve now, and it's got a special PSA sleeve, so I can do that again. Pull them out of there and show how nice he looks without the stickers. There it goes. So you don't have to jump in there. Remember, if you jump in there, your odds are only 1 in 13. You could easily miss. And so if you miss, you're going to feel sad. And there's a star card as well. So you could lose $40 very quick, very quick. But I would like to see him finish one day, and we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, we have Michael Pettiford, 2 of the Lost Abyss Korean. You got it. 2 Lost Abyss. What's going to be the new vintage pack break? Undecided, but I think it would be fun to run a vintage fossil pack. Actually, I wouldn't mind jumping back to those rocket. Oh, you know, we haven't had a big hit yet. I want a big hit to come out of the vintage packs, and so sometimes it's safer to go with the Japanese cards because of the holographics you pull out of there. Ooh, so Fossil could give us Dragonite, Mew, and Gengar. 3 really solid pulls. 12 packs of Lost Abyss and 2 Korean Rocket. Oh yes, Mr. Michael, I know what you're talking about. We did the first part of your order at the beginning of the stream, so your first part of your order's done right here. See, Michael? You're referring to the beginning of the stream. We definitely took care of that. You pulled this golden vacuum cleaner. That's a vacuum, right? It looks like a hand vacuum. But I had to buy one of those. Hand vacuum. Just start vacuuming this room up. He says, oh, okay, finish the Star Wars break. Yeah, there's a couple breaks that are actually really close. There we go. The breaks tend to move a little faster as we approach Friday. So here it is. The Pikachu is halfway done. And people are actually buying spots in here at this point because they're going, all right, that's going to finish. Here is the vintage Giovanni's Gyarados. Don't want the Charizard, but you still want a 1 in 13 odds. Here is a vintage gym here, a gym challenge. Giovanni's Gyarados. Really nice. Super nice, actually. Not unlike, but think about this. People just paid $34, 1 in 10 for that jungle pack. And it wasn't even a good pull, and it wasn't graded 10. This is graded 10. Costs $7 more per spot. Your odds are 3 spots lower. Really not a bad exchange. Shows you once again the power of a slab break. Here's the Choincey, the coin Chansey, and it's 2 spots away. It's really close. Here's... Oh, this is a fresh one. So we have a fresh break. This is Pichu, 1 in 6, star card. That's Japanese Neo 2 Pichu from the year 2000. Very fancy, very holographic. Hard to grade, I imagine. Okay, we got the Star Wars break. Yes. For Star Wars fans, if you're a Star Wars fan, you got to jump in here. You got to help this finish. Don't leave your Star Wars friends hanging. Here is Victini. So Victini is 14 out of 33. I think he's finally lost some steam. That was one of the fastest. Oh, this guy moved up by 1. The Manga D Teach. We will start a new manga when this manga is over. And if that is a year-long wait, maybe it'll just be a year-long wait. Or maybe if we do another manga, we'll have it have a star spot in it, or even a double star spot, something we've never tried before. Here's Carddass Starters. Ooh, look at that, Carddass Starters. I don't know. Maybe he'll just become the star card, and then we'll just do whatever when he becomes the star card. But that could take a long time before he's the star card. Here's Eevee Quest stickers. Here's... Oh, yeah, I forgot about this, actually. We started this last night. This is a Tag 10 Charizard, and he is a split Gym Challenge. Did I say Gym Challenge? Gym Break. Gym Break. All right, very nice. So now we've got, clicking on this, here is 6 3 Gem 2s. All right, 6, let's see what we got. Miss 6. Oh, the gems are over here. All right, very nice. There we got 1, 2, 3, miss 6. Ready? Victini crashed because it can be pulled from packs. That Victini cannot be pulled from packs. You're talking about the English version, which is coming in the black and white Euro set, right? That's actually a tournament card. We had the same exact scenario with the Champions Path Charizard. So they had a tournament Charizard, and then there was the one that gets pulled out of Champions Path. Now, I don't know what the Champions Path, the English version, goes for today. Maybe it's getting up to like $700. But the tournament copy in Japanese of this same exact artwork sells for like $7,000, $8,000. All right, here we go. So here is, oh, Vaporeon. How nice. Look at that. Okay. And here's a Jolteon. And here's Flareon. Look at that Flareon. Tossing this, miss 6, picking up a stamp. You like the Gem 2s. I don't blame you. These are one of the hottest Pokemon card items of 2025. There we go. Here's 6. All right. Popping this in here. My order from yesterday wasn't done. It's 4 Lost Abyss packs, Korean, and 1 Rocket Korean pack. You did the 2 orders from today. Oh, okay. So I must have missed that then. Here we are. 4 Lost Abyss, 1 Korean Rocket. Let's take care of that right now. I do not recall that, but we will just assume that that is correct. Here you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's open it. Very nice. I think 6 fell asleep. No! I sent you a message on Discord. All right, we'll have to read it. Very nice. So this is for Michael. And it pulls a code one, a Kingdra, a code one, a Kaiju and a Mag Cargo. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael. Appreciate it. There's 6 right there. She's squeaking. Squeak. All right. Here he is. Kaiju. Ah, very nice. Hey, what's up, Mr. LaFlame? How are you today? All right. Are you ready to join the American Freedom Party? Here's Gabriel Gallegos, 1 DBZ History of Z, 1 DBZ Manga, Rick and Morty Season 2. That's for Gabriel. There you go. And the history of DBZ. Where would that be? I think that's back here. Season 2. Ah, here we are. Very nice. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop. Something's always tipping over. Too much stuff, man. Alright, I'm gonna try to sit down now. Haha. Whew. Yep, America Party is the best party. Alright, good. Lovely. Ooh. And we're going to sneak this as well. Good. It looks like they changed like 6 different shipping labels to 1 sale. eBay robbed me for $30. Ooh. There we go. Well, are you saying that because it's like combined shipping? Going overboard. Okay, that is in the Purge episode. Jerry Baree. That's where you drop your Jerry's off. Let Me Out. Teen Angst. And The Ascension. All right, very nice. Obviously don't know what I'm doing. I hate Phoebe. Freaking Phoebe. All right. Ow. Yeah, if it's all with the same seller, he maybe just be trying to combine ship all your orders. There we go. We also pull this bad boy, Vegeta. It's Vegeta. How nice. And here's Gogeta, Bold Arrival. No, Mr. Not the same seller. Oh, that is strange then. I don't understand it. All right, Mr. Gabriel, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Ooh. Do it before you complete purchase. A send seller request a discount shipping. There we go. And let's see if we can find Mr. Gabriel. They did like 5 shipping labels for different sales for 1 sale. There we go. All right. Good. Now we've got... We're going to delete this. We have Mr. Dylan Chen. He says, rest of my store credit for 5 Japanese Black Bolt and shipping. I have 1 bag and 6 slabs. Perfect. Okay. So here's that. And let's grab some of these. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hate being stupid. It did like 5 shipping labels for different sales for 1 sale. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Is this an item that you bought or an item you sold? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If it did 5 different shipping labels for 5 different items and it's different sellers, that's correct. That's how it should be. It's not like Amazon. If you buy something on Amazon, like let's say you buy 5 different items on Amazon, they like combine ship it to you, right? That's what Amazon does. If you're buying on eBay, those are really individuals living in separate homes. So if you buy 5 different items from 5 different sellers, each seller has to print their own shipping label. Oh, is it only 5 packs? Oh, I'm sorry, Dylan. I was distracted. Here we are. So I was thinking about, you know what's funny, Dylan? I was thinking about actually 2 things at once. And then at the same time doing your order. All right. There we go. Very nice. Snipping that. And typical me. I'm thinking about 2 separate subjects in my head and working on your order. Here's Victini. Whoa, look at that double Victini. That's cool, man. What are the odds of that? Double Victini. That's neat. The Victini catastrophe. Oh, they're all over the place. My fault. Don't want to distract you. Okay, here's oh, that's cool, man. Arduino. How do you say its name? Arduino. Probably Audino. Here's Scolipede. I can't remember the name of that Pokemon. That's actually a cool black and white Euro Pokemon, right? He's neat. Wasn't he actually good in like the tournaments? He had like Baton Pass and Swords Dance or something like that. He had like Swords Dance and Baton Pass, which is a deadly combo. Or was it that? Yeah, no, he did have it, right? And so he would be used for that. He was thinking about the Pope signed card. How can I get it before Logan Paul? Yeah. Logan Paul obtains the Pope signed card. That's funny. There we go. All right. Very nice. All right. So that's Dylan Chan. Mr. Dylan. Ah, very nice. There we go. Oh, he also ordered shipping. Let's get that shipping done. Sorry about that, Dylan. Very nice. And then I tried to get a person to talk for eBay customer service, and I couldn't. What? Okay, we're jumping over here to domestic shipping, and we're going to set up Dylan. I got that super expensive shipment going out today. The PSA submission with the Dragonite and the Gengar in it. Whew. God, I hope one of those gets a 10. I hope they both get 10s, obviously, but I think I'll look them over, and I feel like both of them are very borderline, so they could come back 9s. It's really kind of a sad thing, but I hope they get 10s. I really do. I want to see those cards get 10s. The Dragonite especially felt kind of borderline. So, God, Brett went so deep and pulled that Dragonite. I would love to see him get a 10 on that Dragonite. I really would. If he doesn't, it's going to be really sad. But it's still a fantastic clip, still a fantastic moment. Where's the Chansey coin? Here it is. Chansey coin's right here, guys. Finish off this Chansey coin. For those of you who don't know what you're looking at, this is from the Japanese base set. Yeah, the very first Pokemon set that came out. There was a playable coin so that you could play the Pokemon game, all right? See the back of it? Nice, right? And so you probably do recognize the old English version of the same coin if you got the base set like I did. I got that base set starter deck with the Machamp in it. Well, Japanese starter decks were a bit different. Instead of strictly getting Machamp, you got anything. You could have gotten Charizard out of your base set deck. And so this Chansey is super, super valuable in the regard that it's probably not a lot of them were kept in perfect condition like this one was. This one's a Gem Mint 10 with CGC. I also have a much more expensive pristine 10 for $700. Just one of them for sale. I'm going to keep the others because I think it's a very special item. But the Gem Mint 10's nice too at a much more affordable price. And it's just really good condition. Windex that slab. This is waiting for 2 more people to join. 2 people are left, and then that very rare, valuable Chansey coin goes off. The coin itself has a value. Did you know that? So the coin itself is not cheap. Even if you were to crack out of this slab, that's not a cheap coin. Second of all, you have to pay for the grading. So after you're done paying for the grading and shipping it to them, and they ship it back to you, that adds up to a certain chunk of money. Now, the fact that it got a 10, that's a premium. So that's where this price comes from. There's a little premium in there. You got the coin, raw coin's valuable, the gradings cost money. That's where the price and the value comes from, okay? It's very, in my opinion, it's one of the more fair breaks on the table. Some of the breaks are a little tough, but this is a more fair break. And that is because I just have so many of these to actually sell through. So I have a bunch of them. Well, I've sold a bunch of them too already, so I probably have fewer than I used to have. A bunch of those Chansey coins I've already sold to the people who were interested in them. So I'm sure they're not jumping in the break as a result. A lot of spots left on Ancient Origins break. Yes, 1/4 of the box is sold. That's 1/4. Now, that's $175 per spot. And there is a box of Ancient Origins that if it sells, this price goes up. Okay, Ancient Origins booster box. It might sell. Here it is. If this one with 12 watchers sells, that price goes up. So it could sell. I think there is definitely a temptation. It says in 2 carts. That could sell. That will go up. Oops. All right. Now drill it. Time for bed. See you next time. You going to bed? Here it is. Okay. It's 6:18. Now we've got Rigoberto Gill, 1 spot in the Pichu break. You got it, Rigoberto Gill. Jump into the Pichu, guys. Yeah, Pichu break. We've got one. Join it. A lot of spots left on Ancient. Where's the Chansey coin? Selling them Mercari is easier. Oh, you were the seller. You were the seller. I get it now. Rigo Gill. I just read that, Troy. You're the seller, and you were forced to make a bunch of different labels. Troy, I've sold on eBay a long, long time. You should be able to cancel all those labels. Did you know that? Here, I'm going to talk about it. You ready, Troy? Are you listening? So listen to my instructions, because I'm not going to show you my eBay, but I'm going to talk to you about it. First, I click on eBay to open eBay. Then I go to My eBay. It's in the upper right-hand corner. It's got a drop-down menu, but I just click on the My eBay itself. Okay, so I'm in the Seller Hub. I'm going to scroll down. Let's see. There's an option. There's a box called Orders. I'm going to click on Orders. Okay, now on the left side of the screen, there's a group called Cancellations, Returns, Requests and Disputes, and Shipping Labels. So on the left side, there's something called Shipping Labels. So you'll click on Shipping Labels. Now you'll be able to say all the shipping labels you've ever printed. You'll find the ones that you meant to combine, and you'll choose Action, and you'll choose Cancel Label. So it's a drop-down menu under Action that says Cancel Label. So cancel all those labels, and then you need to go back into eBay and print one label and change the weight of the label to include all 6 items, so make sure it's heavy enough. And then you should be able to do one label for all 6 items and combine ship them. If the buyer asks any questions, just say, oops, I accidentally printed too many labels. I had to cancel them and make one big label. And so that's how it works, okay? You can cancel them if they haven't been scanned. Yeah, if you haven't used them, go cancel them. Hope that helps, okay? Glad to help if we can help. All right, it's a good thing to learn how to use eBay, everybody. It's a great thing to know how to do because if you're a Pokemon card collector, that means you may also need to sell your cards one day. So eBay is a great tool. Be sure to learn how to use it. So here you go, Rigoberto Gill, 1 spot in the Pichu break, and Pichu's where? He's right over here. There you go. Okay, thank you. I'm going to try that. Dude, they're selling like crazy. Oh, good, man. There. Yes, sometimes I put an item up on eBay and it sells really fast, and I'm like, oh, good. All right. If they're all going to one seller, yeah, you'll want to cancel all those labels and print one single label for combined shipping. Angelo Rivas. What's up, Angelo? I feel like it's been a while. 2 packs of prismatic and shipping. All right. And he says, you should have my shipping. Okay. We got 2 prismatics. Good luck with your prismatics. Maybe you can pull Umbreon. That'd be nice. How's that Umbreon doing? I want to see prismatic Umbreon. I feel like prismatic Umbreon is so expensive, he has room to fall. But on the other hand, he is one of the hardest ever Umbreons to pull. So I just have one to have one. Okay, let's see. Whole bunch of them. Lots of them listed. So the cheapest Umbreon right now sits at 2.7 thousand. He's actually slightly more expensive. I think I got mine for 2.5. So he's up $300. And mine was after taxes, so 2.5 after taxes. Wow, not bad. Yeah, it's a crazy card, man. It's just nuts how hard it is to pull. Okay, Mr. Angelo, good luck. Guys, imagine we pulled a God Pack right here. Imagine a God Pack. Larry Skill. That's not a God Pack. That is a normal pack. Tyranitar. I like that Tyranitar. And I like all Tyranitars. Vaporeon. Very nice. You know, he almost looks like he's got to be an exciting hit when you first see that border, and then you go, it's just a normal one. Thank you so much, man, Mr. Angelo. Appreciate it. Now let's take a look into that shipping for you. We sold so much prismatic when it came out, and it hardly made any money either. Did you know that? I basically was breaking even the entire time. Here you go, Angelo. Angelo, you got kind of a small bag here. Let me toss a little bit more into it, okay? Give you a little bulk here, okay? So here's some bulk cards, just a little fun. But your bag's really thin. There's not much in it, so I'm going to add a little more to it, okay? Give it some structure. So there's your bulk from the prismatic, and then here's some, whatever this is, black and white pack bulk, maybe? So there you go. All right, let's get you that label. All right, so we're going to reduce this weight because this is a really light shipment this time. We have so many breaks going on at the same time. It's exciting when they go off. Oh, I should probably make a mention in the Discord server that we finished the vintage jungle break. Okay, let me hit print on this. Scoop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm going to head over to our Discord server to the breaks history and say, well, let me grab this. Oops, that's not what I want. We're going to say vintage pack break went off. There we go. Now, we've got our label. Angelo, shipping begins again on Wednesday. You missed the cutoff time for Monday, so shipping will be picked up again on Wednesday. This will be going out then. How did the Dragon Ball manga set go? Not bad, not bad. We sold through about half the case, I think. Yeah, half the case. I think I ordered a second case. So it's had some attention, definitely. We had a price of 5.5, I think. And that is, that's a competitive price. So I would say it's been okay. Gabriel Gallegos, he says 1 Gem 2. Mr. Gabriel, he wants a Gem 2. He wants a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and an English 151. All right, here's your English 151. And let's get that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is a really good set. The Mutant Ninja Turtles, very cool. Super old. 59 cents a pack. Boy, if only we could have it at that price again, man. You'd be rich. You could open these for free, basically. 59 cents, I mean, that's nothing. Get that, guys. A booster pack in this time period was 60 cents. Booster packs today are like $4 to $5 retail. That shows you inflation. That shows you how the purchasing power of your dollar bills has shrunk. And the government does that on purpose. First, the government does it by borrowing too much money from the Federal Reserve. Second, the government does that by, on purpose, they intentionally create inflation to make sure people keep spending because they don't want you to hold cash. They don't want you to hold it. They want you to spend it. They say, do not hoard this cash. Spend this cash on something. Because the idea is that makes the economy strong. So there's a target 2% inflation all the time, meaning that they want the inflation to occur at 2% no matter what. That's normal. So just by that nature, everything in America and probably the world should be going up by at least 2% every single year of your life. How did the Dragon Ball manga set go? I already read that. Yeah, it went well. So let's take a quick look at these. Underground Heroes, Humanoid Turtles, Tumble That Wall, Michelangelo, Ninjas in Training, Crime City, April Kidnapped, The Rescue of April, Get April, The Assault Continues, and Turtles Triumphant. Very nice. All right, cool. So this is like, what, 5 of these? Let's pull one over here. We don't want to put too many per sleeve. We want them to slide in the sleeve real easy. There we go. Yeah, the government intentionally creates inflation of 2% every single year because the government wants to make sure that people do not hoard cash itself, like actual dollar bills put in your bank account. They want to make sure that you spend that money on some kind of good that you're worried is going to cost more the next year. And so they do that to make sure people are always spending. We are? All right. If you had a slowdown in spending, the economy could crash. It's sort of like a downward spiral effect. You hoard cash rather than buying anything, and because you're not buying anything, they don't have to hire anyone to work, and because no one's working, no one's getting paid, and because no one's getting paid, no one's buying anything. So that's the downward spiral, very bad thing. That's why they do 2% inflation every year on purpose. So in 10 years, everything should cost 20% more than it used to cost. And actually, it's more than 20% because it's 2% of inflation of the value of the items that year. So it's like a compounding thing. Here it is. Ooh, look at that Espeon. So, yeah, isn't that fascinating? So that's why that booster pack can save 59 cents. I'm sure that they already did an analysis of what people can afford back then. And they were saying, hey, this should be 60 cents, which is our equivalent of $4 now. This came out in the 80s, right? It was 1989 or something, isn't it? Let's see. Does it have the age of this? 1989. So these Ninja Turtle cards are 1989. That makes them 35 years old. So 35 years ago, 60 cents would have been considered similar to our $4 today. Crazy. We've gone through a lot of inflation over the years. And that pushes your purchasing power down, which means that your job has to give you at least 2% more money every year for you to make the same money. If you don't get more than a 2% raise, that actually means you're making less money than the previous year. Once the dollar was not backed by gold, we were blanked. Sure. Well, I mean, you can use the dollar to go buy gold. So maybe it's not that crazy of a system. You know, maybe it's the idea that the government can print more of its own currency or borrow it. They don't print it directly. They borrow it. And that's supposed to be like a check and balance, because if you always have to pay interest on it, that actually stops the inflation to some degree. Here it is, Gabriel. You ready? They're not directly printing money. They're selling debt with a time value of money attached to it. All right, here we are. All right. Very good. Squeak. Chat's dead. Hey, what's up, Mr. Asmer? How are you today? All right, very nice. When do you sleep? 6? I go to bed at like 7 a.m. in the morning, and I wake up at like 3 p.m. the next day. Or no, the same day. Wouldn't be the next day. Joey Albrecht, 1 spot in the Chansey, 2 hollow shuffles. You got it, Mr. Joey Albrecht. 1 spot remains on the Choincet coin. Albrecht. There we go. You sleep? I don't sleep. You should. You better be sleeping. Let's see. The coin. There it is. So that's up to 4 out of 5. 1 spot remains. 2 hollow shuffles. Ready? 2, 3. 1, 2. Ba-doop. Oh, Pidgeot. Picking up that nice Pidgey. I know that one. We just put that one in the box. That's like a $65 card, I think, if it's the one I'm thinking of, because it's vintage. Yeah, that's a $65 card. You did good. So that is Vintage Topps Pidgeot. How nice is that? Very good, Mr. Joey. definitely deserve it. Good. Okay. We have an order from Beatrice Moniz. Can I get a spot on the tag Charizard battle? There it is. Charizard's done. Don't try to buy into it anymore. There it is. Mr. Bagunas and Beatrice. Beatrice. There it is. Is Victini break still active? Yes. 14 spots deep. Deck 2 is a bit more fun. I like Deck 2. What did Ryan say? Ryan said, SpongeBob face. Can't snipe if you're sleeping. Oh, that's what he said. All right, you ready? Togetic? Togekiss. There we go. Ha. Oh, man. Beatrice, you're behind by 1. Okay, first round goes to Jonathan Bagunas. Round 2, that's an energy card. 130. That's a tie. Okay, round 2 is a tie. Gets up to 130 with the energy card. Wow. Okay. That's Sarah Ledge. Not bad. Oh, man, that sucks. Beatrice, you're missing by 10 health a second round. Sarah Ledge beats Spidops by 10 health. I'm sorry. Looks like Charizard will go to Jonathan Bagunas. Sorry about that, Beatrice. All right, Beatrice, we gotta get you a win soon. You've been having a tough round on these gym breaks. Okay. Girlfriend made yummy wings. Oh, that's cool, man. I gotta find out how to make baked chicken wings sometime. I hear that they're healthier if you bake them. But they are dark meat in the end. If you want really healthy chicken, you just have to eat chicken breast. Ew, it's so hard to eat. It's like eating clay or something. All right, so now we've got Bill Barron. Let me play on this. Number 5 on the Mega Sub list, Bill Barron. Bill. Mega Sub list, Sun Van Fan is in this round. This is one of the hottest items on the table. There it is. You're on number 5. So there we go. 2 spots out of 10. This Mew is Expedition Mew. I mean, it's a big deal. Look at that. That is Expedition Mew. That could be sitting in my personal collection right now. Might as well sit in that personal collection because this is an extremely hot card. Expedition Mew Hollow is one of the best known expensive Mews in the hobby. One of the most expensive Mews. Tends to be listed for around $20,000 as a PSA 10. $20,000 for the PSA 10. Now we have the CGC 10. Looks like 400 times 7, that would just be 2.8 thousand. So that shows you very reasonable. Very reasonable. Set this over here. Okay. We've got, Mr. Sungin Jang. He says, Korean Lost Abyss. 1 whole box of it. I'll be right back. Let's go get you a whole box. Korean Lost Abyss. All right, here we are. Karis is sad today because the little outdoor cat hasn't come over to visit. She's scared he got eaten or something. Here we are. All right. She's so possessive of this little outdoor cat. It's so funny. There we go. 1 spot left on the Chansey coin. 1 spot left on the Chansey coin. Okay, now let's get it. This is $60 for a whole box, right? Let me just double check that. Yeah, I got that right. Okay, good. Fairness. Thoughts on the Epstein drama? Is it something like they're not going to release the client list because there is no client list? Is that what it is? I saw a brief headline about that, and I did not look into it. There we go. Here we are. You think if there was no client list, they would have just said that sooner. They'd have been like, no need to freak out over a client list because there isn't one, guys. There we go. Tossing these. Here's the Barnacle Man. And this guy. Cold. The tree. Cold. Caillou. Cold. Dragapult. Shiftry. Boy, it's been so long since Lost Abyss, Lost Origin. It's been a really long time. Okay. Sableye. Aerodactyl. Rawr. Okay, you got a little Aerodactyl. The Punny. Whirr. Aerodactyl. Cold. Magacargo. Giratina. Cold. The Pony Express. Cold. Meowscarada. Galarian Meowth. Here's Kingdra. And, oh, in the very last pack, Delphox. Nice. I was a little worried you were about to get no pulls. It's a little worried that was about to happen. All right, cool, man. Please keep the hollows as well. All right, let's keep the hollows as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's a couple hollows. We'll just stack them over here in the bulk pile. And let's pull these and put them in one sleeve. Ta-da! You're too nice, man. So let's go grab a bag. That's right. You like to keep your bag on the light side because you know one day you got to ship this bad boy. Oh, very nice. All right, I got to look into the Epstein drama. I don't know what you're talking about. All the way to Australia, mate. Not Australia, no! That's really far away. Epstein news. DOJ, FBI conclude Jeffrey Epstein had no client list, committed suicide. That's not going to satisfy any other conspiracy on what happened. So they're going to be like, they're covering it up. Alicia Brown's here. She says, 10 pokey shuffles? You got it. Miss Alicia, good luck. Alicia going deep on the pokey shuffles. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not what Elon said. Yeah. You want to know why Trump signed the thing? Because he's on it. Here's this cold one. Of course, Elon could have just been saying whatever he thought would be most destructive. And he knows how the internet works. He knows that, hey, that's not bad. He knows that once you say something like that, no one will believe anything else. So maybe he was, putting his finger in your eye. Kind of revenge. But no, I mean, it's hard to believe that no one said that sooner. He committed suicide. There's no list, blah, blah, blah. I mean, perhaps they have said that. I just haven't been paying attention. This right here, Iona's Watrel. Ooh, lovely. That's not bad. Hold on to this one. I like this one. That's not what Epstein said. So funny. That's not what Elon said. He said that Trump was guilty. The Heartbreak Break. Breaking my heart. Now, what is back here that does not have a lip? What is this? Oh, Manectric. The lip was folded over. Manectric. So we got some expensive slabs up here for a little while. These are going to start coming down, and we're going to start doing our usual rotation. Of course, I think we're going to get our tag slabs back soon. We have one tag submission, and it just finished the quality control step. So the only step that was left was shipping. Let's see, actually. And refresh here. Yeah, it has not shipped yet. It's still, the order is complete, but it is not shipped. Shipping any day now, and then we'll get it a week from then. So we got a week to sell other stuff. When do you think the Pokemon bull market will come to an end? Hey, how's it going, Tran Jake? I've got no clue. There is, you know why I think it's such a strong Pokemon bull market too? I think it's so strong because it wasn't ignited by a celebrity or by COVID or by free Pokemon card checks. So this, quote, bull run occurred just out of the blue. People just decided, holy hell, I want these cards now. You know, you had success with Gray Ninja, you had success with Paldea Magikarp, you had success with 151, and those prizes started rising, and then just Crown Pikachu comes out, and then Terra Festival comes out, and that's a big deal. Everyone's attention is grabbed. And then Pokemon just takes off. You start hearing about Evolving Skies, new record prices for the Moon Kitty, and then it just ripples throughout the hobby. You see all these modern cards rise rapidly. And then you see the vintage cards are rising. Then you see XYs rising. You see the huge lines to get Pokemon cards at Costco and Walmart and Target and GameStop. So it's been this big ripple effect, and it will slow down. Pokemon card prices will go sideways for a while. People go, is this really such a good investment? It's not going up anymore. And then there'll be people saying, all right, time to sell these. But not me. I'm just going to be buying and holding. Like, I'm always selling stuff. Like, look, I'm selling this nice Gengar, but I own 3 more of them. So I'm all right. I can do that. But you'll see me just continue to scrape through the market and continue to buy to hold. And I'll also be looking for stuff for you guys. Actually, I'll be looking to do some red labels pretty soon. I think it's time to start thinking about red label slabs. Because I was thinking about our whole strategy that we do here on our table. And I was like, you know, if I had been doing red label cards since January all the way up to now, red label, I would have helped my audience acquire more vintage cards. And we both would have won because, you know, those prices were going to go up anyways. So we both would have won. So, it was, you know, when I look back on our behaviors the last 6 months, it was actually a mistake that I didn't offer you guys more red label options. And I'll be thinking about that more going forward. In other words, during a hot buyer's market, red labels are okay. During a seller's market, probably don't want to do too many red labels. It's too risky. It's too risky for you. It's too risky for me, you know, because I don't want my capital wrapped up in a card that no one wants anymore. The Arceus Dalcapalgia went up crazy. It was like a $500 card, $2,000 to PSA 10. I used to own that when I sold it. There were so many nice cards that I sold because they were modern. Like, I used to have the Shining Legends Mewtwo. I sold him. And then he was like 2.4, and I was like, that's way too high. Now he's like 4,000. So, you know, these are prices that are really hard to believe. But yeah, this guy's 4,000. He's vintage. He popped 33. But yeah, I mean, we've seen all this before, so I do believe it. I've seen it all before when it all occurred in 2019. All of a sudden, prices were tripled overnight. So it's how it is. One thing you can tell about the Pokemon hobby is how painful it is to buy something. The more painful it is, the more you know it's closer to coming to a go sideways or maybe even retrace the price. Thing is, the market tends to be completely unpredictable. Because if the market was predictable, everyone would just make the correct move all the time, right? Like if it was predictable that the market's strictly going up, everyone would just rush into it. If it was predictable that the market's only going down, everyone would just sell. So the market tends to be impossible to truly predict. What you really need to decide is what's your philosophy around Pokemon cards? What is your philosophy? My philosophy is that the games still sell at record numbers. Everyone's a gamer now. You know, back in 1999, not everyone played games. It was for nerds. Everyone games now. Kids still buy Pokemon cards and Pokemon games. And so each year, we're going to have more and more collectors reaching the age of 18, reaching the age of 22. You know, that's the college graduation age, 23. So, you know, you're going to get more and more young people reaching 18, 22, 30, whatever it is, and just climbing into the hobby going, all right, I got a stable job. I'm an accountant now. I'm going to buy some Pokemon. And I have a strong belief that the hobby will expand continuously until the Pokemon brand slows down, which I don't think it will. It's just a very successful brand. It's extremely successful. And I have one prediction that it could slow down when us boomers who started in 1999 reach the age of 70, 75. The average age is 72. So when the original Pokemon card players start dying in the age of 72, you might see the market shrink for the first time with Pokemon, because we don't know what will happen at that point. But, you know, baseball cards are selling for millions, and those are cross-generational, right? Like, there's cards from baseball so long ago, no one was alive to watch that game of baseball. They still buy them. So who really knows what will happen? But I have a strong belief in the Pokemon card dividends. Dividends are where you take pictures and videos of your cards up on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok, and you actually get paid to do that. You get money to own the right cards. You own the right cards, you make a video out of it, you get thousands of views, and then you get a little paycheck for that. So I have a strong belief in their ability to earn ad revenue like a movie ticket or like a museum. So they have a social media value that is hard to ignore. And it's all based on their cultural relevance and desirability. They only seem to be doing very well. I mean, think of how crazy Scarlet Violet was this year, right? Scarlet Violet was just so crazy in the year 2025. Well, guess what? One day it's going to be 2035. And all the kids from this time period, they're not going to be 14 years old anymore. They're going to be 24. And they're going to have disposable income. And they're going to be saying, I want to buy some Scarlet Violet cards because it was so crazy back then, but I couldn't buy any for myself. Now I'm 24 and I just got hired as a, electrician or something. So all of that's going to take place over time. And my overall philosophy is not to time the Pokemon hobby market, but to just buy what you like and buy a little bit here, buy a little bit there all the time. And I'm also in the business of helping you guys get some cards too. So I always put some up for sale too. Especially ones where I have multiples, duplicates. The reason you don't see Charizards and Gengars and Lugias and Umbreons up on the table is because I only have one of them. I don't have 5 of them. And I can't predict, how many to buy because I can't decide if they're overpriced or underpriced. So I don't buy like 3 or 4 Skyridge Umbreons very often. It is really hard to do. But we might play around with red label cards a little more. The idea of slab away in red label cards. We'll see what we can do with that. And breaks obviously have been a huge success. I think breaks are our own custom booster packs with slabs inside. They are my favorite thing because they beat the odds in a real booster pack. Your odds are better here. Your odd and this you can't even pull from a booster pack, so that's cool, right? The Victini, the tournament Victini, you can't even pull from a booster pack. Here it is, so that's cool. But your odds are better. Here's another one. You can't pull this out of a mere booster pack. It's just not a thing. So we've created custom booster packs for items that don't show up in booster packs. But like this guy back here, right here, this guy right here. Your odds, I think, in here are better at 41, 1 in 13 than in opening actual booster packs. Because you also get it already graded 10 too. That's a big deal. I think that's a big selling point. All right, we have JCL Lopez. By the way, we're all done for today, guys. No more orders. Let's start wrapping up. We're at the 1 hour and 54 minute mark. That's pretty good. He says, shipping my bag in 3 slabs. You got it. My bag in 3 slabs. So here's the bag. Alexis will be getting your slabs for you after we print the label. Let's see if we've shipped you before. Wait until the November time period rolls around. You'll see Pokemon card sales actually probably pick up. You'll probably see people pick up. Because right now we're in July, which is usually a suppressed month for sales. Everyone believes so anyways. And so if it's doing well in July, I don't know what that says about the winter. And then when tax return season comes in, I think that might actually be the craziest season is tax return season. Here you go, JCL. Thank you so much. Hey, mister, am I still sitting in the gym break for Metazoo? Yes, sir. You're still in the Metazoo gym break. Here it is, guys. We got the Metazoo gym break. We're just waiting on one more person to join this. Chance for the Kickstarter Mothman. Here it is, Matthew Hill. You can buy these outright. I sell them for $44 a pack. I think it's $45. Or you can join this and try to get it for half that price or miss. So that is fun. All right, guys. It is time to wrap up. Let's see. That's it. We're done. We are hopping off. I had a lot of fun. I'll be back for the nighttime stream. Thank you, everyone, and happy Monday to all you guys. See you later. What are your thoughts on Rainbow Rares? Some Rainbow Rares are good, like Burning Shadows Charizard or Team Up Gengar Mimikyu.